Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to say call hello, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Rakar, Kodash. I want to send double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Send much peace, love, and salutations to you, Akim, out there pushing the word of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, in sincerity and truth. It's the brother Ariella. And yeah, man, I wanted to talk about the illusion of grandeur that, these people have for America, for Babylon the Great. When you read about Babylon the Great, that's talking about America, and there's this illusion of grandeur. The Most High knows how to set a place up just to bring it down. And we read about that in the book of Romans. I might pull that in a second here, but I was listening to Elon Musk on the Joe Rogan podcast, and we recently, of course, everybody knows that last night Trump got elected, but the day before, Elon goes on this podcast and he starts to talk about how, he wants America to get back to its greatness. And, it's like this, it's like everybody wants to forget how America was built and created and why it's going to be sent into perdition, because of all the treachery. They want to pretend like America was built off of just pure hard work, honesty, pulling yourself by your bootstraps, freedom, bravery. But they want to neglect all the treachery and bloodshed and rape and robbery that actually took place, and witchcraft. But that illusion is going to be destroyed, and it's going to be destroyed real soon. And perdition is getting ready to fall before this place. But I wanted to play a couple of clips on this and another video that I had. But first, what I want to get real quick is the delusional disorder. It's a serious mental illness where you can't tell the difference between what's real and what's not, right? Delusions or false beliefs come in several different types. Delusions of grandeur are one of more common ones. It's when you believe that you have more power, wealth, smarts, and other grand traits than is true. Some people mistakenly call it illusions of grandeur, okay? So there's a delusion that this place has just been the most smart, powerful, like there's no recognition that the Most High actually set this place up, okay? The Most High is the one who allowed this place to get to where it's at. Matter of fact, let me pull this real quick. Salakia, man, my internet's real slow, so it's just gonna have to bear with me. Let's see, just go ahead and pull up. Matter of fact, I'll pause it. Hold on. Go here in Romans chapter 9, verse 13. It says, "As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. What shall we say then? Is there unrighteousness with the Most High? God forbid," because the Most High had already determined that he loved Jacob, whose name is Israel, and he hated Esau. Okay? Before they was even born. Okay? They hadn't done no evil or good yet, but the Most High had already determined who was good and who was bad. And that's the same thing with America. America is set up to be what it's going to be by the Most High, man. This illusion or delusion that it's just some grand place of freedom and bravery is just a falsehood pushed out in the earth from the spiritual demon Satan. Okay, it says, "For he have said to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy, and I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion. So then it is not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth, but of the Most High that showeth mercy. For the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for this same purpose have I raised thee up, that I might show my power in thee, and that my name might be declared throughout all the earth." So Pharaoh in Egypt was raised up to have this powerful empire, just so the Most High could show his power when he brought it down. All right. So when the Israelites were fleeing out of Egypt, and they went through the Red Sea, the plagues that hit Egypt just before that, that was the Most High showing his power. All right. Verse 18 says, "Therefore he have mercy on whom he will have mercy, and whom he will he hardeneth." Okay. So the Most High is the one that set America up to be what it's going to be. It wasn't because of its own ingenuity or smarts or power in and of itself. The Most High is the one who set up kings up and takes them down. Okay, but these people think that they're the one that's going to will it. They're going to be the one that make America great again. No, 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 no. Most High is determined for this place to be taken down. When you read about Babylon the Great, Mystery Babylon the Great, which is America, is set to go into perdition and woe. All right, I'm gonna play this though, so we can continue to get more context.
Again, man. I think this is the last election. If Trump doesn't win, this is the last election.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
I think you're right. And I think people, and a lot of people are waking up and realize that have been lifelong Democrats. Guys like Bill Ackman, guys like Chamath.
Yeah, exactly.
Tulsi Gabbard switched over to the Republicans.
Yep.
Like, there's a lot of people who their whole life they've been left wing and they realize, like, I can't do this anymore.
You and I used to be Democrats.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
It's nuts, man. And, I mean, I think the things we want are just pretty basic. It's like we want individual liberties and we want opportunity. We want America to remain the land of freedom and opportunity.
When has America ever been a land of freedom and opportunity? America's inception was based off bloodshed and slavery, off the genocide of the so-called Native American Indian and the Latinos, off the backs of you so-called Negroes. All right, you West Indians and you Haitians. But in the mind of an Edomite, this place was built off freedom. Because you fled as criminals out of Britain, came over here illegally, you were the illegal aliens, and killed every damn body, man, with disease and warfare. This is the type of thinking that an Edomite has, man. They neglect the truth about the history of this place. Of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans getting absolutely slaughtered. And then giving you breadcrumbs to say that you're free, that you're equal now. You have an equal opportunity in this place. No, you don't. No, you don't. And they know that. They know that.
So we maximize people's personal freedom. The government can't barge into your house and kill your fucking pet. That's fucked up. And that you succeed as a function of your hard work and talent, not anything else, not race, religion, sex, doesn't matter,
Yes.
The reason why the so-called white man succeeded in America wasn't based off his individual hard work and talent. It was about the collective hate that they had towards you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. And they utilized that hate to brutalize you, put you in captivity, and build up the greatest nation that's ever been created as far as numbers wise. And they don't pay it. They don't hold themselves guilty of that, man. Zechariah chapter 11 verse 5 says, whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty, and they that sell them say, blessed be the Lord, for I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not. So we went through this process of captivity and being dominated, which led to this place surpassing, Europe. And their forefathers have the businesses and universities that were able to pass down wealth generation to generation to put millions and millions of families in great positions all across the United States. You got trust fund babies all across the United States. Whole life insurance families where they just pass down the wealth. Kids don't never have to pay for school. It wasn't based off their individual hard work. You was killing people, man. This whole sentiment and delusional mindset that America is now pushing or make America great again and everything like that, it's a fallacy. It's a falsehood. It's a mirage. It's a lie. And what it's doing is pissing the other nations off in the world, man. It's just making all the other nations angry and mad. Because you didn't get this thing through some type of fair and balanced. Right? Isaiah 42:22 says, but this is a people robbed and spoiled. They are all of them snared in holes. They are all hid in prison houses. They are for a prey and none delivereth, for a spoil and none saith restore. That hasn't been the mind. There's never been any type of restitution. They give what the so-called Native Americans a broken down casino in the middle of nowhere, and give you pennies on the dollars that flow through it, an arable land that you can't grow anything on, and a bottle of whiskey. Okay, you Latinos are nothing but the Western Hemisphere slaves. You're in the back kitchens of every damn where, running around. Now you're the illegal alien crossing the border. Outcasts. You know? Fleeing over here to America because they've gone down into your nations and took all the resources. All the major corporations in Central and South America are ran by what? Germans, Portuguese, all right, Americans, Spanish, Italian families. Not you. So there's going to be a taunting proverb coming up against this place, man. All right, Proverbs 22:16. He that oppresseth the poor to increase his riches, and he that giveth to the rich shall surely come to want. And that's what we're going to watch happen. We're actually watching a degradation and the demise of this place, man. All right. The decadence of this place, moral decay. And it's going to continue. Now, so one of the brothers in the chat sent me this. You know, this is a group that basically are speaking against the wars that's going on in the Middle East, of the small hats versus the Palestinians. But he's making certain points in this video that I want to touch because it basically highlights this illusion of grandeur that comes out of Babylon the Great, that comes out of America, and that people are starting to buck up against, which is going to lead to what? Armageddon. It's going to lead to war. Okay? Let me play this. Turn it up just a little bit.
Changed everything. The genocide there is a genocide made in America, and people can see it. The empire has never been this exposed. From the moment we're born, we're told the United States represents freedom, democracy, and human rights. All that is American as apple pie, except it's a lie. Anywhere hope springs up, the United States will be not far behind to try and extinguish that hope. How can you think that the United States isn't an empire? It has a military budget which is the same as the next 10 countries combined. It has 750 bases in every corner of the globe.
This is why when we read over in Revelation, the 17th chapter, we know prophetically that this is talking about America, man. It's a nation that everybody is being ruled up under by. Okay? They're all underneath it. All right? It's swallowed up everything. All right? We'll read a piece of this here in Habakkuk chapter 2. I'm going to come back to this. Habakkuk 2 and 4 says, Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. Yea, also, because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home. Who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. And that's what's happened here. And you listen to what he's saying. All right? They spread their tentacles all across the earth.
10 countries combined. It has 750 bases in every corner of the globe. In Britain, we are completely controlled by the United States. And we have 12,000 troops across 11 so-called RAF bases, which are actually American bases. And we, the British people, are not allowed to know anything that goes on those US bases in Britain. I tried to request information from the British government about whether the US was using its sites in Britain to transfer weapons to Israel for their genocide in Gaza, and was told, we don't comment on allies' actions within Britain. An amazing black hole in British democracy and transparency. But that is because we are a vassal state of the United States. The Roman Empire, the Mongol Empire, the British Empire, none of them came close to having the reach and power of the American empire today.
Boom. Now, you don't think this is mentioned in the last days prophecies? Absolutely, man. When you read here in Revelation, the 17th chapter, it tells you. Revelation 17 and 11, it says, And the beast that was and is not, even he is the eighth and is of the seventh and going to perdition. That's America coming out of what? Britain. It says, "And the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings, which have received no kingdom as yet, but receive power as kings 1 hour with that beast, with the beast. These have one mind and shall give their power and strength unto the beast." They're vassals. The American Empire has created vassal states all across the world. All across the world, they've created these vassals, and Britain is one of them. One of those heads that are underneath Mystery Babylon the Great. All right? When you understand it, if you can receive it. All right? And you can tell from his sentiment, and if you've ever been to the UK, they don't like America like that. The Europe in general. Western and Eastern Bloc, which I've been to both. They don't like America. But they're vassals to them, and they have to capitulate to that nature. And that's what Trump is coming back to bring back that power that America is supposed to exude over all the nations. And people are going to get ready to buck up against that all across the world. All right? We're in those times. All right?
The United States has never not been an empire. From the moment the British colonists set up Jamestown in 1607 up till now, they've been expanding. Initially, it was expanding westwards to cleanse what became the national territory, wiping out the Native Americans, putting them onto reservations, tricking them to sign treaties which deprived them of their land and resources.
Yeah.
And then in 1890...
That's what the scripture called unrighteous decrees. You know, if somebody can put it in the chat. Woe unto you that declare unrighteous decrees.
The internal frontier was closed. Soon after, the Spanish-American War started, after which the Americans took on a number of Spanish imperial possessions, and that's when the American empire globally started. Part of the reason that the American empire is hard to see is it doesn't operate like historical empires. It does have some formal colonies, but it doesn't have loads. It's not like the British Empire. What it operates is an open door empire, where if a government does not allow US corporate and financial interests to penetrate their market in exactly the way they want, they'll come in and take them out.
Boom. And when you talk about that, it says, you know, those interests are talked about here, drinking down their wine. All right. They'll come and take you out. All right. And you saw that whenever they established NATO, they start to really pick up their power. This is what they did, bro. Okay. This is what they did. And so what do I want to read here? I want to read Revelation chapter 13 verse 11. It says, "And I beheld another beast coming out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon." We got to see a part of those 2 horns like a lamb, their political systems operating 2 sides of the same coin on the people. All right? Red and blue states. People really think that the global elite are still not running this, and Trump is about to take down the deep state. You're out of your mind. Right? Verse 12 says, "And he exercises all the power of the first beast before him," talking about Rome, "and causes the earth and its military might and power and strength." And now it's come back as America. "And causes the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed." Right? And he doth great wonders, so he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. Okay, so this is what America had the ability to do as they made their expansion and dominance across the world, where they was able to go into any political government, set up a coup, or bomb people, man. Set up another puppet leader and take over the nation. Swallow it up. And swallow it up, man.
Either through a war or through subterfuge done by their vast intelligence apparatus. We've seen this countless times throughout history, from the coup against Iranian democracy in 1953, to the coup against Chilean democracy in 1973, to the attempted coup against Venezuelan democracy in 2002, to the successful coup against Bolivian democracy in 2019. History is littered with examples of leaders who try to give the resources of their countries back to the people, and the United States and its allies come in and take them out. When the Soviet Union was defeated, the new war was the war on drugs.
So perpetually they're scheming and plotting and making mischief in the earth to get what they want. Just completely out of control, right? Psalms 140:1, it says, deliver me, O Lord, from the evil man. Preserve me from the violent man, which imagine mischiefs in their heart. Continually are they gathered together for war. Continually. Right? Are they gathered together for war? Now, what do you think is going to happen when Trump says, we're going to make a lot of deals. We're going to come in and I'm going to put tariffs on everyone. And we're going to stop these wars. But right now, these people are set up. They're not going to stop. You going to put tariffs on the state of Israel? Good luck with that. Continually are they gathered together for war, man. They have sharpened their tongues like a serpent. Adder's poison is under their tongue. Right? They say peace and safety. But then what happens? War. Right? Keep me, O Lord, from the hands of the wicked. Preserve me from the violent man who have purposed to overthrow my goings. And this is what we see. This is the truth about America. This ain't no place of the free. And, if you just work hard. This place has been plotting and scheming and setting up mischiefs and setting nations up since its inception. Okay? That's how it's gotten rich. That's how it's gotten wealthy. That's how it's taken this empire to the next level. Okay? We'll skip. Well, you know what? I'll let this play a little bit more.
And actually, the war on drugs was just a way for the United States to have another excuse to station a military personnel in Latin America and other places in East Asia. In somewhere like Bolivia, when Evo Morales kicked out the DEA, production of coca went right down. The drug war has nothing to do with drugs. It's about enforcing US imperial control. And that's the case to today. After that, we had the war on terror, where Islamic terrorism was the enemy of the day. And then we have Putin, and now we have China. You're sold all these new enemies.
Boom. Just so what? They can fulfill their wants and desires that they be thinking about, right? Just so they can accomplish something that they've already set up, right? This is what they want, man. This is what they're doing. So it says here, woe to the oppressors. Michael 2:1, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. So these politicians, these big political hacks and corporate, moguls. All right, they devise iniquity and they work evil upon their beds. When in the morning is light, they practice it. All right, so they plan these things ahead because it's in the power of their hand. They covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So this is why they say, there's a war on drugs, there's a terrorism, this or that, to justify them coming over and taking the lands and taking the oil, taking the resources that land may have. Okay? All right, so, and they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. Okay? So after a period of time, what's going to happen? People are going to start to buck up. People are going to start to be angry. And so now that illusion, like we said, that mirage is starting to go away. People are starting to become more defiant to the narrative that America is this good guy, this world savior that's coming to help everybody. People realize that was just a whole bunch of smoke up their ass. All right?
But the American empire is failing. Look at Colombia. For decades, it was called the Israel of Latin America, the most heavily controlled US satellite state in Latin America. It recently elected its first ever socialist president, Gustavo Petro, who has been one of the most vocal supporters for Palestine and against the genocide in Gaza.
Hoy tenemos 20,000 niños y niñas asesinados bajo las bombas y los presidentes de los países de la destrucción humana se ríen en estos pasillos, con ayuda del poder de comunicación de los medios mundiales que hoy están en propiedad de los grandes capitales. El control de la humanidad sobre la base de la barbarie está en construcción y su demostración es Gaza, el Líbano. Cuando muera Gaza, morirá la humanidad toda.
That shows that the US does not have the control it once had. Once upon a time, they would have destroyed Petro before he got into power. Petro is a dedicated environmentalist who has made expanding healthcare to the poorest his signature issue. This is what the empire hates. They do not want to see power taken away from the small elite which does their bidding in that country. Don't get me wrong, American...
So that's what we have here. That's why when you go back to Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter, it talks about his expansion and gathering the nations in the 5th verse. And the 6th verse says, you know what, I want to get this in a NLT. Let's get this in the NLT. When you go to the 5th verse, it says, 6th verse, Salakia, says, but soon their captors will taunt them. They will mock them, saying, what sorrow awaits you thieves? Now you will get what you deserve. You've become rich by extortion, and how much longer can this go on? Suddenly your debtors will take action. They will turn on you and take all you have, while you are standing trembling and helpless, because you have plundered many nations. Now all the survivors will plunder you. You committed murder throughout the countryside and filled the towns with violence. What sorrow awaits you who build big houses with money gained dishonestly? You believe your wealth will buy security, putting your family's nest beyond the reach of danger, but by the murders you committed, you have shamed your name and forfeited your lives. All right? The very stones in your walls cry out against you, and the beams in the ceilings echo the complaint. What sorrow awaits you who build cities with money gained through murder and corruption? This is what's happening, man. All right? This is what's going on. Now, while everybody's over here clapping and screaming about Trump, these other nations have been plotting for the last 15 to 20 years to decouple itself from the American hegemon, from the Edomite hegemon. That's why you see more and more of these nations join the BRICS. That's why you're starting to see Iran and these other nations move in a way that's defiant to what the United States says that they should be compliant to. You see North Korea doing hypersonic missile testing. You ain't never seen them do nothing like that. Okay? Recently you had Iran say, hey, we're getting ready to barrage to say to Israel. Way more than what we did the last time. So something is amok. Okay? Something is amok, man. That's why it says we would have healed Babylon, but she will not be healed. There ain't going to be no healing, all right? Now, here in the book of Sirach, chapter 10, I'll close out with this one. Verse 7, it says, pride is hateful before the Most High man, and by both does one commit iniquity. All right? Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. Why is the earth in ashes proud? There is not a more wicked thing than a covetous man. For such as and one setteth his own soul to sell, because while he liveth, he casteth away his bowels. And this is what we've seen with the story and history of America, man. This is not no country that's built itself through integrity and righteousness and hard work and freedom. No, this place was built off lies, manipulation, rape, robbery, and murder. And because of that, it's going to be an excellent destruction, a heavenly destruction from the Heavenly Father is going to be sent upon this place. And those souls that are of the true nation of Israel are going to be redeemed out of this place, man. There ain't going to be no making America great again. That story was just simply something that the Most High used so he could show his power when he destroys it. And the whole world will know when this place goes down, oh man, God did that. Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shah did that. Wow, how could America be taken down? like it talks about in Revelation, the 18th chapter. The nations is going to stand afar off and be like, whoa, how could that happen? Matter of fact, let me grab that. Revelation chapter 18, verse 9, it says, and the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her. Now, when you read up, it's talking about Babylon the Great. Has fallen, is fallen, all right? It says, they shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning, standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, alas, alas, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. How is it going to be come in 1 hour? It's going to be thermonuclear destruction. Why do you think all of these nations, even America last night, did what? They were testing hypersonic missiles. All right? China said that they plan on creating more nuclear warheads, at least 1,000 more. All right? Why? For this destruction that the Most High is setting up. All right? Verse 11 says, and the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandise anymore. All right? And we know America is the big consuming nation that basically is the catalyst of the global economy that we see. All right? But how did they become a consumer nation? Off the hard work, free labor, and the backs of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Building this nation up all the way up through the Industrial Revolution and propelling it through all of the inventions that you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans were making, propelling it into this modern age. It was your ingenuity that brought this place to the forefront of the modern economy and allow its coffers to swell so America can go and take over different nations and their resources and become the richest nation in the history of the world. Now, because of that, they buy everybody, and that's going to all come to a halt when this destruction happens. And you can go read the rest of this. I just wanted to make that point. So, yeah, man, that veil is being lifted, man. That the skirt's being lifted up on this place. When that glimmer of America, the other nations and people that's awakened, they know better. Isaiah 47:1, come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldees, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. Take the millstones and grind meal. Uncover thy locks. Make bare the leg. Uncover the thigh. Pass over the rivers, right? Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man. All right, so the Most High is going to discover this place, and it's going to be openly known through the Most High's vengeance and destruction that God wasn't with this place. God didn't want this place to prosper. This place wasn't something good. Your skirt was lifted up, and it's going, you're not no virgin, you're a whore. You nasty. You filled with sodomites, transformers, witchcraft, thieves, liars, okay? Unjust weights, removers of landmarks, okay? Putting usury on everybody unjustly. Where? Right? So the Most High is going to uncover this place through taking vengeance on it. Verse 4. As for our Redeemer, the Lord of hosts is his name, the Holy One of Israel. Sit thou silent and get thee into darkness, O daughter of the Chaldees, for thou shalt no more be called the Lady of Kingdoms. Okay? So yeah, man, there's a heavy destruction coming to this place. There's no way out. Most High's got this thing on lock, man. So with that, man, I'm going to say, call halal Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Much peace, love, and salutations to Yakim out there pushing the word of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, sincere and true. Shalom.